My dear seniors, I will request all my seniors to give me a patient hearing for the next few minutes. I promise I'll keep it short. Because I wanted to tell a lot of things to the class of 2015, because this is the last formal function in which I get this opportunity to talk to them face to face. So I wanted to probably talk as much as I can. But 5 things has affected my speech today or my thoughts today. And I'm copying these 5 things from the head boy's talk of 5 points. And the first thing which has made me to speak less or made me speechless, however you can interpret, is again whatever I wanted to speak to you, many of the things were covered by Suvendu. I don't know how did he collect all those thoughts which I had and I wanted to tell. So this is one of the primary reasons of curtailing my talk to you. At the same time, I'm extremely happy that there is someone who can speak better than me. And a father always gets proud when his children do better than him. And I'm extremely proud of Suvendu as the representative of each one of you. That shows the class of 2015. The second reason why I am speechless is I never realized that my girls are so beautiful. I used to see them in either in the school uniform or some formal uniform. But today, each one of them is so beautiful, you feel fall in love with them. The third reason why I want to speak less is when I look at these handsome young boys, these charming young talents here, I envy them because I can never be like them, as smart as they are. And I am also envy because they stand a better chance of falling in love than me. The fourth reason why I want to speak less is this session, and to be precise, 25th of October 2014, I lost the most precious asset of my life, my mother. And I know she can never come back. However, her thoughts, her teachings will always be with me. The reason why I feel more emotional and sentimental is again to fill this void of the absence of my mother. My lovely daughter is in US, in Pittsburgh, in Carnegie Mellon, and my twin sons are in Sri Ram, way away from me. The only possible way to keep contact with them is either with Hangout, Skype, or telephone. I am able to speak today is only because of the lovely smile my wife has, and that is my lifeline now. The fifth reason and the last reason, which is the most important reason why I want to talk less, is I just cannot accept the situation that all these young boys and girls with whom I did spend so many years will not be there. Will not be there physically, and tomorrow will not be the same for me because I will not get a chance to talk to them. I will not get a chance to groom them. I will not get a chance to see these beautiful young girls and these handsome boys as regularly, as frequently, as closely it used to be in the last few years. This thought makes me emotional and have taken the words away from me. However, I will like to speak for a few minutes because I know that you do care for what I talk. I have that much of faith and confidence that you will carry on the thoughts, the philosophy, and the principles of Sai in your life. When the 11thers, by the way, please give a big hand to the 11thers for the wonderful program. When the 11thers called, I think for the first round of activity, to Rohan, Arnav, and Saurav to sing a song, out of the umpteen songs they would have listened through the last 14-15 years, out of the melodious tunes of the films which they would have liked all through their career, and many times tries to impress girls or boys, whatever, with these new songs. What did they sing today here? They did sing Jack and Jill and Twinkle Twinkle. Why so? Because these are the two songs which can never be forgotten in your life, even in your deathbed. Do you know why? Because these were the songs first you learned when you did learn singing. These were the first tunes given to you in your ears. These were the first melody that you could have picked up in life. And these melodies, these songs remain ever in your life. Why I told you all this? I will not count the principles that I am going to talk to you today because already Shivendu has counted 5. I don't want to keep a count of the advices that I am going to give you. I will leave the counting to you so that you remember the count as well as the thoughts that I am going to express to you today. What will remain in you forever is the humility, is the human value, is all those good memories, all the character advices that have been imbibed in you in your school days. From the era of protection in a school, from the era of discipline in a school, when you move out to the world where it's absolutely freedom and you're to yourself, what will protect you is these values which you inculcate in the school and you take to the society. Your value will not be judged by what class of car you are driving. Your value will not be judged whether you are driving a Mercedes, a Ferrari, or a Land Rover. Your value will be judged when you meet someone, how do you greet? What is the value of humility in you? It's not the position, but the humility that defines your character. Your character will not be built by the barbers of the beauty parlor. Your character will not be built by the tailors of the dress designers. Your character is intrinsic in you and it will be tailored, made up by you yourself. Never forget this value system in your life. And this value system will be eternal. The story is like the school, and if you compare the school with the apple tree and try to relate, it was a apple tree which had beautiful apples, very tasty apples, and a kid came playing to the apple tree, and the apple tree said to the kid, "Kid, you are so cheerful. I am very happy that you are playing with me." The child did play below the shade of the apple tree and used to play. He was a 3-4-year-old child and went back. After a few years, there was, the child was not seen. The child came after a few years to the, near the apple tree and was sad. And the apple tree said, "Hey child, you are not playing. What happened? Why you are sad?" The child said that, "Now I am grown up a bit and I want toys and, I don't have money for toys. So I am feeling sorry about it." The apple tree said that, "Why don't you pluck all the apples and take it to the market, sell and purchase your toys?" The child did that. And the child was not seen for a few years. Few years passed away. And suddenly after 5-7 years or 10 years, the child as a grown-up young person, came to the apple tree. And the apple tree said, "Today, why you are again sad? You have not been coming for last so many years. Today you are sad." The young boy, who has now become a young adult, said to the apple tree that, "I am married now I have children now, and I don't have a house." So the apple tree said, "Do one thing, take all the branches of the apple tree and try to build a house." So the young man cut all the branches and, built his house and was again not visible for next few years. It was again after few years, a person of the age of around 50 came to the apple tree, and the apple tree did recognize as the same young child and tell, "Today, why you are sad again?" The person said that, "I have now everything, but I want to have a little bit of leisure. I want to go for a boat ride in the river and I don't have the boat." The apple tree said, "Why don't you cut my trunk and create a boat?" And the man did that. He did cut the apple tree and created a boat out of it and did enjoy life. And again was not visible for a few years. And suddenly after 10-15 years, an old person around the age of 70-75 came near the apple tree. And again sad, the apple tree said that, "Son, I don't have apples now to feed you or to give you to purchase your toys. The old man said, I don't have any teeth now, so I can't neither eat apple nor I need toys. The apple tree said that I don't have branches now so that I can give you to build something. No, I don't need. I already have many houses. I don't need a house today. Sorry, boy, I don't have a trunk even to give you to make a new boat. The man said, I'm too old. I'm too old to build a boat and go to the river. What I have today is these roots which are grounded. That's all I have. The man said that I am dying and I want to rest peacefully. And what best can be a place than sleeping on the roots with the cool, the serene nature. And the man did lie down on the roots and had a good sleep. And tears started rolling both from the apple tree as well as the child. And that is the truth of life. My dear children, this is what is school. Your apple tree is not the apple tree, it's the school. Relate the apple tree with the school and relate the activities that you do with the school. The school will always be there at every phase of your life. Today the school has been with you till you become a teenager, still you're in your teens. Tomorrow the school will also be there for your children. Tomorrow the school will also be there for your grandchildren. And years to come, when you come as a 75-year-old person, I may not be there, but the school will be there. And the school will receive you in the same dignity, with the same respect. And that's the bonding between the school and each one of you. My dear children, each one of you have some objective in life. I know that each person sitting here is not having the ambition of becoming the Prime Minister of India. Each person sitting here is not having the ambition of being the fastest runner of the world. Each person sitting here is not having the ambition to own all the wealth of the world. However, each person sitting here is a leader. Each person sitting here is our future. Each person is sitting here is going to bring a change in the world. Each person sitting here is going to make my future better for me. And that's what is our expectation from each one of you. You are the change maker, you are the leader, and you are going to make the whole world a better place to live in, not for you, but for us and for the future generations to come. We know we have trained you in such a way that you will be able to take this responsibility of creating a whole ecosystem, a whole world of achievements. In the past years, our seniors have made us proud. Our seniors have worked hard to see that Sai International School is rated as one of the top schools. And I am sure that the class of 2015 will come out with such bright colors that our step will go one step forward in the national achievements. All the best to all the class of 2015 for your final board exams and the results, which I know is going to be better, greater, and brighter. I know tomorrow is not going to be the same again. Believe me, if you ask today that what is the best phase of your life you had, I'll tell my school days. And believe me, tomorrow when you go out of the school, when you realize that you will not be in the school, when somebody asks you what was the best phase of your life, you will be always telling that's my school. This sort of friendship, which is beyond an expectation, this sort of friendship, which believes with honesty, integrity, will never be again. Life will not be same again. Life will now be full of challenges, full of opportunities. However, who are going to be successful? You are going to be successful because you are going to march forward with humility, with honesty and integrity. So what will make your character is humility, honesty, integrity with your hard work. Your hard work will give you success, but what will build your character is the humility, honesty and integrity. Please never forget these four things in life: the humility, the honesty, the integrity and hard work. If you have these four things in you, nothing in the world can stop you to achieve whatever you want. Before I go on to the next few minutes, I'll tell you what the role of a teacher has been and the role of a teacher will be in not only in the past but also in the future. The role of a teacher is to give you support. The role of a teacher is to give you a hand. The role of a teacher is to be with you in every phase of life. Believe me, my school teacher, Sri Uttam Das, he landed up today. He said that, no, I felt that, I have not met you for a long time and let me see what, he calls me in my nickname Titu and how Titu is doing. And he was there. Whenever he feels like, that how is my son, my student doing, he comes and he gives a hand of support to me always. And that's what I need. I need his blessings. I need his hand on my shoulder so that I do not fall. I overcome all the difficulties.
When troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be.
you have the strength not to fail, not to allow anyone else to fail. And I assure you that any phase of your life, when you want our shoulders, we'll always be there for you. We'll be there to support you, not only in this phase of life, but in whatever phase of your life you are, because we are going to be the eternal apple tree for you. Till our roots are there in the ground, we'll be there for you. My dear children, I like to take you to the last bit of my few minute speech, as I said, because honestly speaking, today I am speechless and I have lost all the trail of the thoughts that I had to speak to you. And this primarily because of the 5 reasons that I said. And the third is reason most important, that I am not going to be with you. I will not get that opportunity to talk to you like this. The last thing that I want to tell each one of you, that if you do your hard work, success will follow you. If you do your hard work, money will follow you. If you do your hard work, your girlfriend or boyfriend will follow you. Please do your hard work, because those who try, they can never fail. If you do not try, there is no question of failing or winning. But if you try, there is a possibility that you will fail. But this failure will be a learning for you. But if you do not try, and you do not work hard, you will definitely fail in life. You will fail before yourself. So हिंदी में बोलते हैं कि कोशिश करने वाले की कभी हार नहीं होती. Do we all believe that? Some of you believe that, some of you probably will believe that after I show you this.
कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेकर चलती है, चढ़ती दीवारों पर 100 बार फिसलती है. मन का विश्वास रगों में साहस भरता है. चढ़कर गिरना, गिरकर चढ़ना ना अखरता है. आखिर उसकी मेहनत बेकार नहीं होती. कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. डुबकियां सिंधु में गोताखोर लगाता है. डुबकियां सिंधु में गोताखोर लगाता है. जा जाकर खाली हाथ लौट कर आता है. मिलते नहीं सहज ही मोती गहरे पानी में. मिलते नहीं सहज ही मोती गहरे पानी में. मुट्ठी उसकी खाली हर बार नहीं होती. कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. और अंतिम पद है कि असफलता एक चुनौती है, इसे स्वीकार करो. असफलता एक चुनौती है, इसे स्वीकार करो. क्या कमी रह गई देखो और सुधार करो. जब तक न सफल हो नींद चैन को त्यागो तुम. जब तक न सफल हो नींद चैन को त्यागो तुम. संघर्ष का मैदान छोड़कर मत भागो तुम. कुछ किए बिना ही जय जयकार नहीं होती. कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती.
Because all of you will prove that, may I request all of you to, for the last time, with my song, raise your hands and sing this song.
कुछ पाने की हो आस आस, कोई अरमा हो जो खास खास आशाएं. हर कोशिश में हो बार बार, करे दरियाओं को आर पार आशाएं.